home and away.
Let him get to you, Steve. Can't you see what he's trying to do? He's jealous and he's trying to cause trouble between us. Stephen?
Look, I just want to be on my own. Sorry, just need some time to think.
Must be that old gum tree.
Okay, everybody, brace yourselves. I think the cyclone's finally here.
The cyclone hit Summer Bay around 9 p.m. So far, everyone remains calm and the school building remains undamaged. Thank God.
Tommy, what are you doing?
I'm writing in my journal. Thought it might help pass the time. Go to sleep. Marilyn is resting at last. She hasn't handled the events of the day at all well, which is only to be expected, I suppose. I wish I could have spared her this ordeal. She's so emotionally fragile at the moment. If only there was something I could say that would make her feel secure. Why? Why is it so difficult for me to express myself to the people who mean the most to me? Earlier, she wept in my arms. I had no idea why she was crying, and all I could do was hold her. I felt so inadequate. I suppose it's in times of crisis you find out about yourself and others. Take Chloe, for instance. Through all the heartache that child has lived with in the past 2 years, she's attained a strength of mind and character that's really quite astonishing. I find it hard to believe she's the same girl. And then there's Selena, about to be married to Stephen. What of him? The most promising pupil I ever taught. Failed academic, failed teacher. And now, husband to Selena, who's still trying to discover what life is all about. What foolishness it all seems. They've all changed, except perhaps Joey. His character's so firmly stamped, he seems unassailable somehow. He and Selena have been trying to get through to Irene. No one seems to know where she is. The general consensus being that she's sheltering at the church. But personally, I have my suspicions. Irene Roberts is probably just stubborn enough to stay in the house and sit this out. In a strange way, I understand. That house means everything to her. And a life that hasn't known much joy. It's the one place she's found happiness. Phone lines must be down. And it's the lack of response from Irene. The one thing I have no complaints about is my daughter's choice of partner. The day she comes home and tells me that she and Trappist have decided to get married, I'll be a very happy man. Pippa's calmed down, now Justine's been returned to the fold. I can't help thinking that something changed in Pippa when Michael died. Almost like a loss of faith. Now if anything happens, she immediately thinks the worst. She has no sense of perspective. It's as if a kind of panic grips her for which there's no rational explanation. She was like that when Sally went missing that night on the river. She was convinced she was dead. She did the same thing tonight with Justine.
How are you traveling?
Fine now.
Although in this case, if it hadn't been for Ian, she could very well have been right. It's now very late. People are starting to sleep at last. Hopefully when we wake, this will all be over and we can go back to our homes. Well, what's left of them.
Doesn't look too bad. Just a couple of trees down, that's all.
How'd you go?
Yeah, Alf said the church held up well. It sounds like everyone's okay over there.
Oh, thank goodness for that.
Good morning, everyone.
The phone's working?
They'll be out for a couple of days, but you can ring through to the church on the radio if you're still worried about Irene. I'm sorry, I should have asked when I spoke to Alf. Well, it looks like we lucked out. Summer Bay only caught the tail of the cyclone. There's a bit of cleaning up to do and a bit of damage to a couple of houses, but nothing major.
What about the rest of the district?
Not so good. Yabby Creek copped the worst of it. They've already come across a couple of fatalities.
Oh, no. Is there anything we can do?
Not at this stage. Al's keeping in touch with emergency services and he'll let us know. At this stage, the best thing everyone can do is pack up and go home.
Donald, is it really over? chauffeur?
Yes, it certainly looks like it. Rebecca, could you take Marilyn home, please?
You're not coming with us?
No, I think I'd better stay and help clean up here. Try and restore some order.
Irene's not at the church. No one's seen her.
Oh, have you tried the house?
No, still can't get through.
Right, I'm going home. Well, hang on, wait for us.
G'day, kids. How'd you get on at the school?
Irene, where have you been?
Here.
What, you mean you stayed here the whole night by yourself?
You promised us you'd come to the school. Why didn't you let us know where you were? We've been going absolutely mental.
Love, I know, I'm sorry. I tried to ring, but the phones weren't working.
Irene, that is so selfish. Have you got any idea how worried we've been? Why on earth did you stay here? The house is right on the beach. It could have been washed away. Anything could have happened.
Yeah, well, it didn't, love, so what's the point in getting our knickers in a knot? Now, do any of you want a cuppa? Oh, dear. It's like I'm in the poo.
Yeah, well, it was a pretty silly thing to do.
Yeah, I suppose so, love. I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me, really. It just seemed that when it came time to go, I couldn't leave the house. And then it was too late, so I just stayed put.
Weren't you scared?
Scared. I was terrified. Don't think I got more than about 5 minutes sleep all night. Oh, love, can you take over here? I think I've got a bit of explaining to do.
Irene, you could have been killed.
Yeah, but love, I wasn't.
Oh.
Look, Selena, I know this might sound stupid, but this house means everything to me. You know, before I got this place, I was nothing. And I had nothing. It changed me life, don't you see? It brought you to me and Chloe and Joey. And even it made no sense. I just couldn't abandon it. Love, I'm so sorry I upset you all, and it'll never happen again.
Promise?
Rebecca, do you think that Donald was telling the truth?
About what?
About cleaning up at the school. I mean, you don't think he could have been avoiding me?
Oh, sorry, Maz, you've lost me completely.
Oh, you know, after the way I've been behaving, so selfishly. I mean, even now, look, you have to carry that great big bag around because of me.
It's all right, Maz. I don't mind. Anyway, nobody thinks you're being selfish.
I just don't know what came over me, Rebecca. It was like I just panicked at the thought of having to leave everything behind. I'm not normally like that. It was as if I couldn't bear to leave one single thing, especially anything that belonged to the baby.
Maz, I do understand.
You do?
Yes. And you shouldn't be so afraid. You're not going to lose anything.
You can say it if you like. So what? That I'm a moron, a loser, whatever it is you're thinking. Were you scared? I thought I was dead. Yeah, well, I'm glad you're not. I hate funerals.
Me too.
Well, the insurance should cut the cost of the damage to the van. Other than that,
Not bad. I think you got off pretty lucky. If that tree had come down, what,
I
6
don't want to
inches
think about
close
it.
to-
Thank you. We've been very lucky indeed, haven't we? In fact, extremely lucky.
Yeah, how come I don't get one of those?
Oh, you think you deserve one, do you?
Oh, I reckon he saved my life. How good is that? Yeah, and as a reward, you get toast.
Ooh. Hey, no jam.
Ah, blackberry jam coming up, and butter and tea.
Ah, you'll spoil me.
Oh, I don't think we could possibly do that. You know, you'd have to be the bravest person I've ever met.
I'm not brave. I just happened to be there.
Yeah, but the reason you were there, Ian, was because you bothered to go out and look for her.